that are important to furthering the economic and trade integration of our sub-region. The trade this week, today, is the outcome of culmination of meetings that were held last week. We started off with a trade technical working group on goods on Monday last week, followed by the technical working group on trade and services, the heads of investment promotion agencies meeting on Thursday, and the trade economic officials meeting. So the culmination of the work of our trade officials last week, it was presented to the trade ministers today. And following the successful deliberations, we can say that MSG is moving towards a trade agreement that is modern and which will further deepen our economic integration. And also, trade ministers made decisions pertaining to the private sector development strategy, the only private sector development strategy that has been formulated to date. So, on that note, members of the press, I would like to take this opportunity now to invite our trade ministers and representative of trade ministers to sign the outcomes of their meeting in a few minutes. Thank you very much. And following that, perhaps the chair may wish to make a few remarks later. Thank you very much. You first,
I'm very grateful this point of time to take this opportunity to thank you for attending the signing ceremony of the outcome of our meeting this afternoon. Since assuming chairmanship of the trade ministers' trade meeting, I am now the chairman. This is the first meeting for me to chair it, and I'm so grateful and like to take the opportunity of thanking my colleague minister from Fiji, and also a representative from ministers who are not here, but representing their respective countries from Papua New Guinea, Vanuatu, and a representative from FLNKS who has to leave early, but he has participated with us in the rest of our meeting this afternoon, throughout the day, this morning and this afternoon. As the Secretariat has alluded to, that this is a continuation of our meeting for the last 3 years. It is not conclusive. It is a process by which our meetings will continue. Some of the issues, very important issues that we covered on goods and services between our country, which covers investment. They are very important issues that we still need to discuss and amicably agree to. I think one of the issues that we're able to come to conclude this afternoon is the issues on organization, that we below the ministers, trade ministers organization. There is the council that is going to be responsible for the operations of our decisions, and I think that is a way forward for us. So I'm very pleased that this is my first meeting, but I'm able to, I was well supported by my ministers and officials and ministers, and of course the Director of Secretariat who is here, and that has made our meeting very successful, and I'm very pleased indeed. Thank you.
The trade ministers met today following the meetings of officials last week. Last week we started with a trade in goods technical working group on goods, discussing the legal text on trade in goods. So our officials who are responsible for policy matters pertaining to goods were here in Nandi to negotiate the legal text on trade in goods. As you know, the MSG trade agreement is one of the only working trade agreements in the region. It's over 20 years since it was signed back in 1993, and the leaders, when they met in Honiara, agreed that the trade agreement should be revised to include trade in services, labor mobility, public procurement, and that's the basis of the discussion of our trade officials last week. They negotiated on the text, on the revised text, for moving from a trade in goods only agreement to include trade in services, labor mobility, investment, and public procurement. So we had a successful meeting of trade ministers, and the trade ministers have underscored the importance of trade officials going back and consulting with the private sector, and also ensuring that they submit their schedule of commitments under trade in services before the final meeting in November, where they expected to conclude the negotiations and sign, for our leaders to sign the trade agreement. As I said, when the trade agreement started off, it was predominantly a goods-only agreement. Now with trade in services, so we'll see a freer movement of goods across our borders because our members have zero-rated tariffs, Papua New Guinea, Fiji, and Vanuatu. So this market access is a free trade area, with the exception of Solomon Islands, who will be zero-rating tariffs in 2017, and that means that MSG as a sub-region is a free trade area. Now, with the inclusion of trade in services, trade and investment, and labor mobility, you will begin to see that MSG's economic integration further deepening with the movement of labor freely across the borders, movement of capital as in investment across the border, and which will result in growth in investment and economic growth, and also improvements in welfare and livelihoods for our people, especially with the employment that will be generated as a consequence of the implementation of the trade agreement. So ultimately, we see the trade agreement as an instrument for not only deepening our economic integration, but also providing the opportunity for our people in Melanesia, the 9 million people in Melanesia, being engaged in employment and income generation opportunities. Yes, our trade ministers also discussed the issue of connectivity. Connectivity remains a challenge in our sub-region, and they revisited the decision of leaders in Honiara, where the leaders made a decision for the Secretariat and through funding provided by the Government of Independent State of Papua New Guinea to do a feasibility study, undertake a feasibility study looking at the viability of establishing an MSG shipping line and also Melanesian an MSG airline. So connectivity is critical. Without connectivity, a trade agreement will be futile, because you need to ensure that we are able to transport goods produced by the private sector to be able to access markets within our sub-region. So certainly, the issue of shipping is on the radar of our trade ministers and also our leaders, and it's something that we will be working towards completing a study that we hopefully will be presenting to our trade ministers next year. And Papua New Guinea has already mentioned during the course of the ministers' deliberation that they hope that at some point in future the 4 MSG members can be part of an MSG shipping service that can facilitate our MSG ports and ensuring that goods are able to be transshipped between the ports of MSG countries.
Well, since the MSG agreement, there's been very significant trade between PNG and Fiji, and we're really proud because we are the two principal countries in this region. So we have to lead by examples, but in doing so, we have to be inclusive of all the other smaller countries. Fiji's got some comparative advantage in manufacturing and things like that, and PNG also has some advantage in maybe coming to invest in the tourism sector, in financial services, and of course there are many Fijian companies there in terms of trading goods and services. Fiji has an advantage, and Fiji products are actually quite popular in PNG, so we welcome more Fiji companies to set up and do business. After all, we are Melanesians. You have no problem going there setting up business. In fact, there's some very big Fiji companies there, and they're brand names in the country. And even Czechs of Fiji just went there, for instance. So I think we have great promise, and I believe that in the next few years, the region will be far more integrated than before. With MSG shipping line, air connections, and people-to-people connections, this region has big potential. We have to remember that the MSG region alone has about 20 million people. About 10 million live within the MSG political exclusivity. The other 10 million live in Indonesia, and we have to, one way or another, engage them. Not for political reasons, but so that they can take advantage of the economic potential that is available in the MSG block in this region. So I think we have great promise for this region, and the future generations will really benefit from the humble beginnings of MSG and what we are doing. And in future, I think the MSG will be a lot more integrated, the region itself, once we begin to venture into other areas of common interest. Everything will just happen naturally. There are a lot of, for instance, there's some Fijians working in mine sites and places like that. We would like to invite more Fijians. Maybe some of them have retired, medical workers, nurses, people like that. We lack good teachers, we lack good nurses, medical workers. These are areas where services that we can look to Fiji to provide. And Fiji has a lot of well-educated, well-experienced people that we could use. Mining is just one sector, but I know a few people who are working in the aviation industry as well from Fiji. So in those regards, we invite Fijians. I mean, as far as the MSC agreement and the integration of the region goes, they are welcome to come there anytime and explore the possibilities. You know, you can go there for a month and look around, come back. If you find a job, you apply for an appropriate visa.
Especially with labor mobility now.
Yeah, that's right. Labor mobility is part of the agreement, and Fijians are welcome to go there anytime. Look around for opportunities. If you want to expand your market, like Czechs of Fiji has done, and MTV of Fiji that went to PNG and became a big hit, those opportunities are there because, you know, we have almost 8 million people, and it's a bigger country than Fiji. The market is quite big, and opportunities of making money in PNG is very good and very attractive for, Fiji, and we welcome you. We are looking at the different sectors. Our relevant ministers have to sit down and identify which areas that will require, for us to get Fijian experts to go across, work with us. If it's also in the other way around, we can also send people here. But generally, as I said, in the services sector, Fiji has a lot of advantage that we could make use of in providing services in jobs and other areas.
Very productive, very good. We're working towards MSG Trade Agreement number 3, which is the final document for all the Melanesian Spearhead Group nations. It's great for us. I think we have had within the MSG group 114% increase in trade in the last couple of years, so that's quite a substantial amount. And Fiji is basically a trading partner with all of them, and especially PNG. And we're about to do the appointment for a trade commissioner also. It's a valuable trading partner. So all in all, the discussions were good. We're moving towards getting our final trade agreement done proper. Well, in terms of also financial services, etc., all the services, it's all covered. Fiji has a lot to offer them, they have a lot to offer us. And not just that, for investment purposes too. PNG is a great investor in Fiji. I know for a fact that a lot of our people actually go and work there too. And they have some areas that they're deficient in that they found Fiji is a valuable partner. So it's reciprocate with the rest of them. Well, it's the same with anybody. We trade well with anybody. We are a hub, and they know that. There's also Solomon Islands, Vanuatu in terms of the kava. There's a lot of kava that comes to Fiji from Vanuatu. So all of this accommodates and facilitates. The agreement will facilitate. It has been so far, and it's just going to get better.